Let's take a look at sorting your plugins, whether they're virtual instruments or effects within Studio One 7.2. So if we come over to our browser, up at the top we have instruments and effects. We also have those here. Clicking either one will work. So let's just choose the instruments. Now by default, the instruments are going to be sorted by vendor, so we can see the PreSonus and the native effects or instruments that are included. With PreSonus, mine are a bit parsed back, and we'll take a look at how I've hidden those in just a moment. Then we've got something for UHE and for UVI, like so. Now, if we come to this top field, we see sort by. And again, by default, this is going to be on vendor. This is going to be for our effects too. We can see that we have sort by, vendor. We can see the different vendors that are here. And we'll actually just stay on the effects tab since we have a bit more to work with here. But everything that we cover in the effects is these are going to apply the same to the instruments. So this first field that we have is flat. And if I click on this, this is going to show every single effect that we have. Regardless of the vendor, you'll just see everything. Now there's a lot of scrolling that we have to do here. We can always click in the search field, and if I type in REV, then that's going to parse that back and just show our reverbs. If we'd like to clear that search, then I can click on this X like so, and we're back to the initial view. But if you'd prefer not to see the thumbnails, we can click on this little button here, and now we're just going to see text and all of the different effects that we have available are going to be shown in that view. But I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on. Now, next in line, we have folder. So with this, we can see that we have a folder for analysis, delay, distortion. So we're going to have folders for the different types of effects that are available to us. So if I come down to the reverb, then we can see all of the reverbs. Now, what's going to be listed in this folder is going to be dependent on how they've been tagged by the manufacturer as well. So I have SparkVerb, but that's not showing up in here. Let's come to the EQ. And this is, again, not showing all of my EQs. Let's come to distortion. So now the Vice Exciter is in here, although I wouldn't necessarily consider that to be a distortion. So just keep in mind that these are not going to be perfect. But if you prefer to have them listed like this, just know that choosing folder will get you there. Then again, we're back to the default of vendor. And then finally, we have type. Now this is going to be sorted by the plugin format. So here we have native, and this is going to be all of the effects that are native to Studio One and included with the DAW. We'll go ahead and collapse that. Now here we've got clap plugins, and then we've got VST3. So if you'd prefer to have them sorted by the type, you can just choose the type here. But we'll come back to the vendor. And actually, let's go to flat so that we can see everything. Because I'd just like to show that we can hide any plugins that we don't want to see by right-clicking on it. And then we have this little pop-up where we can choose to hide, and we can see that that auto filter has then been removed. Okay, well, what if we wanted to bring it back? We can click on the wrench icon here, and then now we have these little circles, and we can see the auto filter that's been deselected. So if I click on that, we'll click on the wrench again to exit out of this edit mode or managing mode, and then now our auto filter is back. Now we can also do the same thing within our plugin manager. So if we come to the top left corner of the browser and click on that house, at the bottom we have plugin manager. So we'll go ahead and click once on that. Now we can see all of our third-party plugins are being shown here, but we don't see the native ones, and that's because the type here, native, has been deselected. If I put the check back there, now we're going to see all of the plugins that are available to us. And now we have those circles where if anything that we'd like to hide, we can just come here in one window and manage that like so. Now, if you've got a ton or hundreds of plugins and you want to further filter, just know, again, we can remove the native ones, and then we can also choose to just see VST3. We can just choose to manage our clap plugins like so. We can also choose by vendor. So I'll just click, hold, and drag, and now we're just seeing our Analog Obsession plugins. I'll left click, hold, and drag down to bring everything back. We can also choose the plugin format priority. So if there is a plugin from a third party that has a clap version, that's going to be first, take priority for me, and the other ones should be hidden. The duplicates of it, like if there's a VST3 version, VST2, those should be hidden because I have this selected here. You'll need to restart if you decide to do this, but we can use these handles here to change the priority of our plugins and what will be shown within our browser as well by making use of this field here. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring back the native plugins, and we'll close out of the plugin manager. And let's come back to the instruments, because I just wanted to show that when I initially at the beginning of this video went to the persona section, you can see I only have 4 here. But again, if you remember, if I click on the wrench icon, that's because I've hidden the CV instrument. I don't have any external hardware synthesizers. The Mojito, I never use that, so I hid that as well. I'll click on the wrench icon, and now we can see when I click on the disclosure arrow, this should look more in line with what you may be seeing on your system. But again, if we'd like to hide, we can click on the wrench, or I can come back here, right click on the CV instrument and hide that. I'll right click on the Mojito and hide that as well. Okay, so this is how we can go about sorting and managing our plugins. I hope this has been useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and otherwise I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.